Hey everybody, it's Jason Blaha here. You guys know what time it is. Time to talk about current events in the online fitness community. Yes, it's very early in the morning. I'm just going to cut through all the intros. This is one of these videos that I need to make, and I think everyone needs to see this. My fans need to see it. The people who absolutely hate me need to see it. Because one of the things I've been doing lately, yes, I've been a lot nicer. And I want to talk about a little bit further of why, because this has come up and people have raised a lot of questions. And I'm going to make a statement that I think everyone who knows who I am can agree with. It doesn't matter whether you hate me. So those of you out there who hate my guts, you'll agree with this. Those of you who are fans, even my clients, there are a lot of people who don't like me. Okay? Is that a fair statement? Anybody going to disagree with that? Or is that a very true statement? That is an honest, 100% true statement. So anyone who says I always lie, that's true, right? A lot of people don't like me. A lot of people don't like me because of things that I have said and done on camera. Is that a true statement? Yeah. So here's what I would say. I've been doing this a really long time. There are many times where things that I do are very critical of others. There are times when some of the videos I've done have been negative. And in many cases, I might have felt like it was good intending. But here's another true statement. What you feed grows, right? What you put out is what you get back. I've done a lot of things that I thought were done with the best of intentions as far as being critical of the industry, people out there, even in many cases made fun of people and stuff, right? The best of intentions. I think there's a lot of con artists out there. But when you behave in that manner, it creates a lot of bad feelings towards you. It creates ill will towards you. And when you put out negativity long enough, you're going to get a lot of negativity back. So a lot of people jump up when I say things like that. Again, people who hate me, detractors, stuff like that. Be like, well, you're playing a victim. That's not playing a victim. That's saying, hey, I've put out a lot of negative things and I've gotten a lot of negative back. That's not playing a victim. That's saying that that's a cause and effect relationship between my behavior and what happens. Right? Pretty straightforward. So here's what I would say. If you want different effects in life, the cause has an effect. I've put out a lot of negative stuff. I've been very, very critical of the industry. Yeah, I've made money doing it. Yes, I've built an audience doing it, but I've also built an enormous number of people who don't like me. They dislike me. They hate me. And some of those people will probably hate me no matter what I do. In some people's eyes, there is no redeeming when you have said something they don't like or done something they think is wrong or they've heard something about you that's not even entirely true, right? There is no redeeming in their eyes. But that represents a tiny number of people. Generally speaking, most of you out there, even those who like the videos, you guys like the fun stuff. You like it when I clown people. You like it when I'm overly critical. A lot of you do. But is that a good thing? Is it really helped you? I mean, yeah, it's entertained some of you. Has it really helped me outside of maybe my channel growing a little bit? But by that same token, it's also lost me a lot of people. It hasn't necessarily helped me. Has the world really been a better place for it? I don't know that it has. But what I do know is that I'm going to get back what I put out there. And if I want to not have some of the ill will that's in this industry and people have towards me, I've got to focus on the positive stuff. I have to focus on helping people. And I'm going to have to do it for a very, very long time. It's one of those things to where, again, we come back around to what you feed grows. If you feed into negative things for a long time, it's going to take you a very, very long time to undo those things. And that's reality. I accept that. I accept that. So what I'm having to do here is, yes, I'm going to be critical of ideas I disagree with. I'm going to disagree with people. But we can disagree with other people while still treating them with a degree of dignity. We can disagree with other people and their ideas while still treating them with respect as human beings. We can do that. We don't have to call every person a blithering idiot or a con man or anything like that. That's not necessary when disagreeing with people. And in fact, while some people find it entertaining, it'll make you a lot of enemies. It will make you a lot of enemies. And I'm saying that as someone who knows this firsthand. Believe me, guys, you will make more enemies than friends with that sort of behavior. No matter how many people enjoy it and say, he's right, though, there's also going to be a lot of people who are going to say, you know what, this guy's an asshole. Who's this guy? What a dick. It's at the end, trust me, it's not worth it. And I'm saying that. It's not worth it. It really isn't. And it doesn't put out the message that you want, because then everyone wants to focus on the negative ends and they don't hear the positive stuff that you say. How do you correct bad information? I mean, how do you correct con men? Because people who are con men out there are actually quite charming and positive. The majority of the people out there who are ripping people off are very charming and positive. And if you just attack them and you're negative all the time, how does that make you look? They're the one being positive. You're the one being negative. You really going to spread a proper message? No, you're not. Many people are going to say, well, I don't want to hear that. I don't want anything to do with that. This guy's positive enough, lift him. I'm going to continue to believe him and buy his products. And that's human nature. It doesn't work. It doesn't work. The only way that you can combat bad information, bad products, things like that, is with a positive message. It's the only thing that works. You have to just do your best to put out good information. You have to do your best to put out correct information. You have to lead by example. I mean, that's one reason I'm training as hard as I am these days. That's one reason I'm doing things a lot different. And I'm really focused on my training. And a lot of the followers notice I've had a lot of people come and say, I didn't like you in the past. But, yeah, your training's working. You're bigger, stronger, leaner. It's working. You're training hard. You've actually even adjusted your training philosophies. Yeah, I have. Have to. Because you have to lead by example. And this is something that's going to take time. This is not going to change overnight. There are years and years of ill will built up. You know what? It could take me years to undo that. It might take me the rest of my life to undo that. But it has to happen. It has to happen. And here's what I would say, even to people who dislike me. Okay, just stand back and watch. And what I would say to people who dislike me, if you dislike me because of my behavior, because if you say that you just dislike a person because you think they're a bad person, that's kind of ridiculous. You're probably not a very good person if you view people that way. You say, I dislike this person because their behavior is bad. I don't like their behavior. They need to change it. That's what normal people say. That's how normal people think. Okay. Well, if I change my behavior, you should be happy about that. If you don't like someone because of how they act, you should definitely want them to change. Because nobody wants to dislike people. I would hope none of us really look at someone and say, oh, I want to dislike them. No, we want them to not be the bad person and to have the bad behavior that we dislike. Right? That's what we really want. We would rather that nobody engage in behavior that makes us angry. We would rather that nobody engage in behavior that pisses us off. That's what most of us really want. So let's come over to the point. I'm going to try to avoid even addressing the people who I can't say positive stuff about. And this has come up before. And people are like, oh, you need to address this person. It's like some of these people, what they do, I personally view as so negative and so ludicrous and so ridiculous with what they do, I can't even address it in a positive manner. I don't have any way to spin it in a positive direction or put out good, there's nothing I can do with that. And we could think of some names in the industry, but the point is, if I try to even do a rebuttal or cover it, it's just going to come across negative and hateful. So maybe I should just avoid it completely. I mean, it's, again, you guys remember this with what did your mother used to tell you as a kid? If you can't say something nice, don't say anything at all. Okay? Maybe that's a philosophy to live by. Maybe Mama was right. So over to the point. This is what I'm doing with my stuff these days. It's the direction I'm going to go. And a lot of people are like, "But Jason, you're going to lose money." I would say to most of you out there, don't worry about my financial situation. In fact, when people start bringing all that nonsense up, and they're just creating negativity, whatever, I might just block you, and that's just reality, because I don't need it. And people say, "Oh my God, it's not censoring, guys. That's just getting rid of negative clutter in your comments." No one is stopping people from starting their own website to say, "Jason Blaha is going to make 11.3% less money this year." You can go do that, but keep in mind it may not be true. May not be true. So you might actually be committing slander, which isn't protected speech. The reality is, guys, all my stuff's doing fine. It's doing fine. I'm not actually worried. I'm enjoying expanding my coaching business, and contrary to a lot of beliefs, my YouTube channel still makes a reasonable income. It's not like I'm going to be destitute or anything. So you don't need to worry about those things. They're fine. And I would say to the audience out there, let me worry about my own bills, right? Let me worry about my own bookkeeping, my own taxes. I got it all under control. Again, that's not the topic of this channel. This topic is about strength training. This is about fitness. This is about health. It's about doing our best to reach our potential. Right? That's what we're going to focus on. That's what we're going to focus on. So, and that's what I'm going to expect in my comments, my audience, and everything else. And at a certain point, guys, I know a lot of you enjoy the drama, you enjoy the negative stuff. But I've reached a point in my life where I don't enjoy it. I don't enjoy it. It hasn't helped me. It hasn't helped my mindset. It hasn't helped my life. And I would suggest to the people who really enjoy that stuff, maybe it hasn't helped you either. Maybe it hasn't. Maybe it hasn't. I just want to be a more positive influence at this point in my life, because the negativity is not worth it. It's not worth it. All right, guys, but that's really all I have to say on that today. I hope it's been informative, and I will talk to you guys next time.